What if dragons never existed, but also never came from nothing? It starts simple, a question that feels almost childish, but doesn't quite go away. Were dragons ever real? Not real like a dinosaur, not something you could photograph or dig up cleanly from the ground, but still, something that shows up everywhere. That's where it gets strange. China has dragons. Europe has dragons. Ancient Mesopotamia has dragon-like beings. Even in the Americas, you see something close. Feathered serpents, sky creatures, hybrid forms. Different continents, different cultures. No internet, no contact. And yet, same idea. Big, reptilian. Powerful. Something between fear and awe. So the first thought is obvious. Could they have been real? But then you hit the wall. If dragons existed as a biological species, large, flying, maybe fire-breathing, we should see traces, bones, teeth, tracks, something. Because even creatures with light, hollow bones still fossilize sometimes. Birds do. Flying reptiles like pterosaurs do. And they were real. So if something as massive as a dragon lived, it shouldn't be invisible in the fossil record. Which pushes you to the next layer. Okay, maybe dragons weren't real animals. But then, why do they appear everywhere? Now the question shifts. Not did they exist, but where did the idea come from? One possibility is physical. Ancient humans finding massive bones. Imagine you're digging in the ground thousands of years ago, and you uncover something huge. You don't know the word dinosaur. You just know. Something big lived here. Something powerful. And the mind does what it always does with incomplete data. It fills the gap. Bone becomes creature. Creature becomes story. But that alone doesn't explain everything. Because the dragon is too specific. It's not just big animal. It's a very particular kind of monster. A mix. Snake-like body, claws, sometimes wings, sometimes fire. That's not random. That starts to look like a combination. And here another idea enters. The human brain comes preloaded with certain fears. Snakes, predators, things that come from above. These are ancient survival triggers. So what if the dragon is not something we saw outside, but something we built inside? A kind of ultimate threat. Take the fear of a snake. Add the power of a big predator. Add the unpredictability of something from the sky. Combine them. You get something that feels too perfect to ignore. A super predator. Not real in flesh, but very real in the nervous system. Now the question deepens again. If dragons are internal, why do they often represent chaos, floods, storms, fire, destruction? In many myths, dragons are not just animals. They are forces. They guard treasure. They block rivers. They destroy cities. They test heroes. So maybe the dragon is not just fear, but a way to explain what we can't control, nature before science. A wildfire doesn't feel random. A storm doesn't feel neutral. It feels like something, alive, intentional, watching. So the mind gives it a face, and suddenly, chaos has a shape. A dragon. But here's where things twist one more time. Because humans don't just explain reality, they compress it. Reality is messy. Too many variables. Too many details. So the brain simplifies. It turns patterns into stories. Fire plus destruction plus fear gives dragon. Storm plus power plus unpredictability gives dragon. It's like taking a massive, complex file and zipping it into a single symbol. Easy to remember, easy to tell, and most importantly, easy to feel. That's why dragons survive. Not in fossils, but in stories, books, myths, movies. Because they carry something deeper than data. They carry meaning. So maybe the real mistake is asking, did dragons exist? A better question might be, what if dragons are what reality looks like, after the human mind compresses it? And if that's true, then what else are we seeing right now that isn't exactly real, but also isn't completely made up?